Gurantes. Bodied up by Napheesa. Top of the key three for Coffey. No good. 4-point lead for Minnesota. And that'll be a foul on Arella Gurantes.
Whoa, there's a ball.
Pushing and shoving underneath the LA basket. And you could feel something like that was about to happen. And Cheryl Reeve is all the way on the other side of the court talking to the officials. And it has been a physical night on the court.
Certainly has, and it really has been the entire game. But kicked up in the third quarter, and now we're really seeing kind of just that physical play from everybody on the court. Let's just first heat up.
This is what just happened. Look at Amanda Zahui B.
Oh, that's a little pushing match.
Amanda Zahui B and Napheesa Collier. The rest of the players come in to make sure things don't get out of hand. And that's what happens when you have a physical game like this. And even before the game, Cheryl Reeve was asked just about the rivalry between the Lynx and the Sparks. Not necessarily these Lynx and these Sparks, but I loved it because she didn't dance around or say, oh, that's been hyped up. Or she said, yeah, we are playing the LA Sparks, and I don't care if I'm playing spoons or pinochle or spades. If I'm playing Sparks, I want to win. And she had no problem saying that. Yes. She wanted her team to act that way, too.
Yeah, it matters. And it matters kind of hyping the players up and to get on the court and to have rivalries. And this has certainly been one of them. But here's that physicality again. And you see, see it with the Zahui push right here. And Collier lets her know that she's not pleased about it.
And officials, of course, are reviewing this. And that's what the delay is on the court. Some words and some shoving and some. So you see Napheesa Collier too in a little push off there against Gurantes. Sylvia. Fouls comes in, and the officials will just check to make sure nobody went for anybody's head and there was nothing dirty when the piles kind of came together.
Sylvia did the right thing. She's trying to tone it down, get bodies off the bodies.
And I think the worst thing about that happening, while you don't mind seeing just intensity like that, but the worst thing is that we have 5 minutes to play in what has been a fantastic game, and now the crowd is just kind of waiting this out while officials go through it, and there was such momentum before this that you're kind of just waiting for the crowd just sitting here like, all right, we're gonna play again? And it doesn't look like there's any reason to assess any kind of flagrants, but there have got to be fouls that come out of this. A flagrant would be unnecessary, and that would be a flagrant run. A flagrant 2 would be unnecessary and excessive, but the officials are also checking to see if any players left the bench for a technical foul.
Right, exactly, and that's why I think it was key when Sylvia Fowles was going in to break things up. She wasn't going in to encourage people to keep it rolling.
So now we have a little bit of an explanation. Tiara Cruz is at the scoring table letting those officials know what's going on. Jeffrey Smith and Robert Hussey are the other two officials. They will kind of relay the information to the teams, and we'll see what we are left with when all is sorted out. I didn't see players leaving the bench, but I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't even thinking about that when we showed the replay. It was kind of watching the players and watching away from the initial shove to see if there were any cheap shots, anything excessive. But let's look again and see if we see anyone. And let's look for Taya Cooper. You see her there, number 2. She's at the scorer's table ready to check in when this happens. And you're going to see her come running in. There she is right there. So she officially, I guess, would it be a bench player because she hadn't checked in yet, waiting for a dead ball. And now the announcement comes.
It's number 24, Napheesa Collier, and 21, Kayla McBride.
Collier and McBride for Minnesota. And a common foul against Arella Garantes for the Sparks. And I think 2 technical fouls for the Sparks as well. I was talking while the official announcement came down. So it's 4 technical fouls, 2 on each team. For LA, it's Amanda Zahui B and Taya Cooper. So yes, Taya Cooper running from the scorer's table, which is a totally natural instinct.
Right,
but
right,
technically, she's not in the game at the time. So technical fouls, 2 on LA, 2 on Minnesota. And we're playing basketball again.
Here we go.
With a 4-point Minnesota lead, Dangerfield